Hello everyone, welcome to GemIIToys. I wanted to do a review on this figure because I actually quite enjoy this figure. I just got it yesterday. Currently it's 2019, so I know this figure is quite old. However, since I really like the character and I know there's been a lot of controversy about this figure, I wanted to do a little review on it and kind of prove that you can definitely make this guy look like Harrison Ford. I mean, he does look like Harrison Ford. It just takes a little. It's kind of the eyes. There's something off with the purse system that just makes the eyes look a little funky. But if you pose him right, it definitely looks like Harrison Ford, and I'm really happy with this figure. I mean, even without his hat, I managed to make him look and give him that nice look that we all remember from when we were children. At least I do. You know, this is kind of the look I remember him with. I'm going to also show you him without his hat and try to do as best I can to make it look like Harrison. I had the Han Solo figure and I liked it, but I felt like this is more Harrison. Harrison Ford is an actor I've really liked since I was a child, and actually this is the character he enjoyed doing the most, so I wanted to have a figure that he actually, of a character that he actually enjoyed playing, versus Star Wars, he just wanted to kill him off. Anyways, as you can see here, he's holding his, what do you call this? Gosh, I forgot what it's called. But anyways, I'm sure you can leave that in the comments for me. I'll check it out later. It just, for some reason, I forgot. Anyways, he is happy that he managed to get the golden monkey. Because in this case, he not only put the bag, but he also put his hat on top, which added the extra weight, and no consequence. He's also got his box next to him. It's a really gorgeous box. They don't make boxes like this anymore. I mean, I do have the DX, I think 15 it is, Jack Sparrow, and that is a very nice box. DX boxes always have DX figures, I should say, always have a nice box for the most part. But back in the day when this figure was released, I believe it was 2011, they were even nicer. The only problem is so big of a box. The box is huge, more than I mean, it's not very thick. It's just wide. And I live in Japan, so anybody who knows Japan a little bit is aware that space is quite cramped out here. So I live in a very tiny apartment, and having a box this big along with the other figures I have is kind of hard to store, but I'm doing my best to have the figures that I want and store the boxes, because I mean, you never want to throw away a box like this. I mean, thing's gorgeous. I'm sure most of you have seen what it looks like inside. I'm not going to do an actual review per se or unboxing on this figure. I just kind of wanted to show you a few poses on this figure in the year 2019, in case you are considering buying this figure. To date, I would say he is still the best Indiana Jones figure you can get. I was kind of hoping Hot Toys would release another Indiana Jones figure, but so far not. I know there's a new Indiana Jones figure coming probably in a couple years, or 3 years or so, which Harrison is going to look quite old. I mean, but the guy still looks great. We all still love the guy. We're always happy to see him. But yeah, as of right now, the best figure I think you can get is this. I'm aware of the Sideshow one. I have taken a look at it. I got a chance to see it in person. They had it on display at a store. But his face just kind of looks a little too puffy. This guy just kind of looks, just got that look that I like. Especially if you pose him right, you know. The thing is to just kind of give that nice tilt to the head. And, yeah, you just tilt that head and you can just make it look right. Just gotta get creative. That's what I like about Hot Toys figures. You just get a little bit creative. It gives you a chance to get creative. Like right now, I just set this up in like 5 minutes, and there you go. I think it looks pretty nice. I think he looks nice. And if you're thinking about getting this figure, I definitely recommend him. So I'm gonna stop blabbing away right now and just put this guy in another pose. See, demonstrate some of his other looks. Alrighty. Alright, I'm back. As you can see, we have a headless Indy. Just for a little bit. I just wanted to show you probably something you're quite aware of. See if we can see it here. Let me see, it's kind of hard. I didn't adjust the autofocus. Let me see if I can get it going here. This neck peg. See if we can get it to focus. Come on, come on, come on. It's focusing on Indy. Alright, this neck peg here, as you can see I got some glue on my finger there. It's a very common thing, especially from figures around this time, figures that were made in 2011 or so. I also have the classic Christopher Reeve Superman. He had the same problem. I just got this figure yesterday. The thing is like brand new. I mean, the box, and I want to continue focusing on this, but the figure's like brand new. But over time, even especially if you don't use the figure or just sit somewhere or just even sitting in the box, these pegs develop some cracks. So I wanted to check for cracking, and sure enough, the bottom one is okay. Minor cracks. I don't think anything needs to be done there, but the top one, this is what connects the head, which is over there, hit some cracks. So what I do is I just kind of, when I notice a crack, especially in this area here, when there's a crack, I just pull it a little bit using my nail, apply some glue, let it soak in a little bit, and then really tighten it, and it works pretty good. I mean, you can still see a little residue there. I can still clean that off a little bit, but that way you don't have to buy a new one. If the cracks are not so bad, like this one, I don't know if you can see. I can get it to focus. The crack is kind of like right here on the two sides. Two cracks. Pretty common. Pretty common for these figures. The new ones don't seem to have that as of yet. Most of the new figures I've gotten don't have this issue, but I was kind of expecting it. Plus his neck, I just could barely move it. I wanted to be able to move it around, so just a quick note. I'm gonna post them. Alright, I'm back. Now, or I should say Indy is back. And in this case, the scene in Egypt. Even though I forgot the name of the fertility idol before, I am a big Indiana Jones fan. Really big Indiana Jones fan. However, my favorite one is Last Crusade. This probably would be my second favorite. Temple of Doom. A lot of people don't seem to like it. I like it. I can't say it's a bad film, but I even like the last one. Maybe I'll get criticized for that. If I even liked it. Yeah, I know. Aliens and all Indiana Jones with aliens. It's not the best match, but I enjoyed it. It was just nice to see Indiana Jones once again. And hopefully the next one will be quite good as well. Yeah, that last one, I wouldn't say it's quite good, but I enjoyed it still. A lot of cheesiness, but I enjoyed it. Anyways, let's go on to the figure here. So I couldn't help but to pose him with these clothes, and he's looking nice. I know there's a lot of reviews on the internet with this pose, but I had to see it with my own eyes and record it, do my own version of it, because it actually looks pretty cool. Now, this is not a signature look for Indiana Jones. I mean, people who are not familiar with the character very much, or fans of the character, I should say, would probably not recognize him in this look. So it's definitely not an iconic look for Indiana Jones, but it's cool. I like that you have this option. I just wanted to make sure as you can see, I had to take the jacket off. His stand is there. His stand didn't seem to be a good match for this look. But he looks really nice on the base like this, with the backdrop. I was using the instruction manual. I had to check out, make sure I was doing it right. I also had to check some pictures online, and because I want to make sure he looks sharp. And I think he's looking pretty nice. Yep. There he's holding the staff. Holding that staff. And looking sharp. I like this look. I didn't think I would like it very much. Of course, when I display him in the cabinet, I do have a Detolf cabinet. As you might have seen in my collection videos, I have a couple collection videos. Feel free to check them out. And of course, I'm not going to display him like this, but it's a cool look. It's, once again, it's just kind of his face. It's got, this figure's face is kind of tricky. Just let's see if I can get it to focus. It's kind of a matter of see if I can go to manual focus and therefore kind of get a nicer focus on his face. Nope, the camera's not cooperating. There we are. There we are. He's looking down. He's got a little bit of a surprised look on his face, but looking nice. There we are. I like this look. It's cool. I like having this option. It's always nice to have an option. That's what I like about DX figures, especially the DX figures from this time. They were pretty fully loaded. I mean, you get so many accessories. I have the rest of the accessories there. I can't wait to check them out. But yeah, he's looking good. He's looking good. Now, one thing I wanted to comment before I move on to the next pose is this body is interesting, because I'm quite familiar with his body, because I have the Wolverine from the movie The Wolverine, in which he's wearing a tuxedo suit, which you can also take off the tuxedo, and it's quite criticized, that figure, because not only did the head sculpt have too much facial hair in terms of mustache, it's quite criticized for that, but not only that, but the body seemed a little too skinny, which is the same body this guy has. He, underneath all these clothes, has the same body, and I don't recall Indiana Jones being that muscular, but I thought it looked okay. Plus, he's got kind of a little hair effect on the chest, and I think for this figure it's fine. For the Wolverine, definitely wasn't. The Wolverine, Hugh Jackman really worked out for the Wolverine, and he's quite buffed, and that body does not really work. So that's the reason why most of the people, including myself, keep the figure with the tuxedo on. With the tuxedo on, he looks fine, but without, just wearing that tank top, or wife beater as many people would call. I always thought that's a funny name for a tank top. But anyways, yeah, it just didn't look right. And you can see the articulation. I'm not a fan of seeing articulation. I really want to get a Bruce Lee figure. I'm really thinking about getting the DX04. But the problem is, if you want to display him in the signature pose, which is no shirt, topless, you see the articulation. So I was thinking to get it and just display him with white, what you call it? It's not a shirt, but you know, it's one of these Chinese kind of jackets. Gosh, I'm sounding like such a retard, but you know what I mean. That way you won't see the articulation, and maybe just keep it a little bit open. Anyway, let's stick to this figure. I'm gonna do the next pose. I just keep rambling because I'm just starting to do Hot Toys reviews and figure commenting on figures, showcasing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to do what everybody's doing on the internet, pretty much just reviewing figures and just knocking them one after another. I just kind of want to get a little more personal with the figures, and I may sound like I'm rambling and it may bore many people, but some people may appreciate it, so that's why I'm here. So let's continue on to the next pose. I'll be back. Alright, well, this next pose probably needs no introduction. One of my favorite scenes in the movie. A lot of people's probably favorite scene. Now, I know it's not completely film accurate, is his shirt in this scene was not tucked in, and he kind of had a little more just dirty and sweaty look. But needless to say, this and this background also is not the right one, but I figured it's a nice background, so might as well put him in it. But yeah, that's the one where he's shooting the swordsman, and that is a hilarious scene. I can't help but to watch it over and over. It's just so clever, you know. Yeah, Harrison Ford was sick to his stomach, and they had this whole scene coordinated. I'm sure many of you already know this, but a little film history for some of you who don't know. He was sick to his stomach. Must have ate some food that made him sick to his stomach, and they had this whole sword scene coordinated, and he just did not have the energy to do it. And then I believe it was George Lucas or Steven Spielberg. I'm not sure which one of the two had the idea. I was just, why don't you just shoot him, you know? And it just turned out to be so great, you know, the way he shoots him. It's like, screw this. I don't have the energy for this. Bang. It's just great. So there he is. I had to do that pose before I give him his total. He's wearing his fedora hat this time. Looking cool. Yeah. Harrison Ford is looking cool. Let me focus, see if, yeah, there we go. A little more focused. The expression on his face is kind of tricky. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I love it. Sometimes I feel like I wish there's some other kind of expression. Like certain angles, like right here seems a little better. In person, I like how he looks. Probably more than the way he looks on camera, which is the reason I ended up picking. I was thinking for a long time to pick up this. Focus. Not focusing, not cooperating. Nope, not the background. No, there we are. I was thinking for a long time, and like I said before, I had the Han Solo figure, which I did a short showcase on it. I don't have it anymore, but I was not totally convinced with that figure. And Hot Toys collectors all know, you pick up a Star Wars figure, especially like Han Solo, then you need Chewbacca, and then you have Chewbacca, and you think, well, I should get Luke, because Luke needs to be there as well. Oh, without Luke, you can't have Leia, and so on goes the rabbit hole. So I just decided to stick to Harris. If I want a Harrison Ford figure, just stick to Indiana Jones, and he looks good solo, even though he's not Han Solo, but he looks good on his own. So, looking great. Let's do the last pose, and hope I didn't ramble too much or annoy any of you. I'm just kind of shooting these as I go, and no script, nothing planned here, just whatever I feel like saying, I just say it, and that's most of the reviews I watch out there is just people who do just that, people like the Clipper King, which you disappeared, man. If you're watching, please come back. I enjoyed your reviews, and Dean Knight, I really enjoy your reviews as well. Hopefully sometime you watch mine, and just know I like listening to your guys' thoughts, and you may sound like you're rambling, but it's cool. I like hearing your thoughts. It's enjoyable. So hopefully I'm contributing to the scene as well with my rambling. All right, last and final pose, and that'll be it for this one. All right, and here we are for the final section, closing. I decided to go with his most signature look, I'd say. I also using another light now for extra lighting, because I thought the lighting was not so great. You can really see this face now. It's not like you can see it excellently, but you can see it pretty well. And so he's wearing his fedora, wearing his jacket. This bag gave me a little bit of trouble, by the way. When I was putting his jacket back on, this strap just snapped in one section, so I had to glue it, and I think it looks pretty good, but luckily it's on his back and it's covered by the jacket. One of those unfortunate things that's why you have to be so careful. So please be careful with your figure if you have this figure. This belt or holster for his bag snaps easily. This piece here is quite weak, so be careful. Other than that, I'm really happy with his figure. He's holding his whip. We got the fertility idol right there next to him. I think this is the pose I'm probably going to go for him in the cabinet. Also have all his accessories. I got the instruction manual, his basic stand, his base with the background in Egypt. I really like this background. It's got that gold look, which it's not the right one for the fertility idol, but goes well with the gold of the fertility idol itself. That is an ugly looking face, but gorgeous piece nonetheless. Ugly but gorgeous. And all his accessories. He's got this book, no pages inside. Got all these hands. He's got the gloved hands. I found it a little hard to put on at first, but now I've kind of got the hang of it. And so he's got 4 gloved hands, as you can see. One to hold the whip, one kind of a relaxed hand there, and closed fist, and one to hold his gun. And then we got 6 naked hands, I want to call them, non-gloved hands. The hair for no when he's not wearing his hat, a couple of extra wrist pegs, his two guns. The preferred one is the revolver. It's the one I think he used. I don't remember him using this gun, but nonetheless, it's nice to have the bag to add the weight to steal the fertility idol, which he failed to do, which I showed before. Quite a bit. The extra costume I already showed with the staff. Staff of Ra, is it called? Staff of Ra, maybe? I'm not so good at these names. And you know that big box, I'm sure you've already seen that. I'm not really going to bother to show you that. You just see a little bit. This figure came like new, that's why it bothered me so much when that snapped. And you gotta be careful with this leather jacket too. So far it feels like it's not gonna flake at all. No flaking. Looks really nice. But sometimes to pose this figure, gotta be a little bit rough, otherwise you will get nowhere. It just takes forever, and when you're rough, it's kind of tricky because you could damage it, and then you feel really bad because these figures are not cheap, and we just love them so much, right? So I think he's looking cool, and I really like this final pose. You can really see there. I really want to show you how he looks. He's looking pretty awesome in this background. And that's about it. Let me know if you want to see any other reviews. I do have quite a few more figures. And I will have some more incoming figures. Like I said, I want to get the Bruce Lee figure, the DX04, and yeah, let me know. There's some collection videos I have posted, and if a review of any of those figures is not up, and you'd like to see, not a review, I don't know why I keep saying review, there's just so many reviews online. I kind of showcase. I kind of like calling this a figure showcase. If you'd like to see anything like that, let me know in the comments section. And I don't want to sound all cliche, but you know, if you like the content, you know what to do. I do intend to make more. These are fun to do. Troublesome sometimes, kind of time consuming, yes, but fun. So, man, I'm really liking how he's looking here. Yes, that is Indiana Jones indeed. That is Indiana Jones. Sometimes some doesn't look so much like him, but I found I didn't really show you much his profile, but sorry about that. But I'm sure you have seen it in other places. I just kind of wanted to do my version showcase. I don't really like him so much from that angle. I like him more from this side. Right there. Yes, that is Indiana Jones indeed. And with this shot, I will close this showcase on the DX05 Indiana Jones figure. And yeah, that is all. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and catch you on the next one. See you soon.